Oh my God, I'm so irritated. I'm so irritated right now. Why are you irritated? Can you let me get it out and not cut me off, please? Really? Can you just let me talk and I will tell you off? I'm just asking why you're irritated. You said you paused after you said you was irritated. So I asked why you. I never paused. And now I see that you're getting mad, so I don't even want to talk to you. I'm not going to do it. I'm not mad. Well, I feel that you're mad, and this is why I can't talk to you. You can talk to me. No, I clearly can't. I was just asking why you were irritated. You were asking, and then you cut me off when I was trying to tell you. But I never cut you off. You did cut me off, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. I never cut you off, though. You did cut me off, and I was trying to tell you, but now I see that you're going to get mad and cut me off, so I can't tell you anything now. It's fine. All I asked was why you was irritated. I was trying to be supportive. I was trying to. Well, now it is what it is. Are you going to say something? Say something. I don't know what to say. I'm confused. So what you're saying is I'm confusing you. So you're confused about being with me? You don't know if you want to be with me? I never said that. So what are you saying? Because you're cutting me off, getting mad, and telling me that you don't want to be with me. Now what? What else? Oh my God, I'm so irritated. I'm so irritated right now. Why are you irritated? Can you let me get it out and not cut me off, please? Really? Can you just let me talk and I will tell you off? I'm just asking why you're irritated. You said you paused after you said you was irritated. So I asked why you. I never paused. And now I see that you're getting mad, so I don't even want to talk to you. I'm not going to do it. I'm not mad. Well, I feel that you're mad, and this is why I can't talk to you. You can talk to me. No, I clearly can't. I was just asking why you were irritated. You were asking, and then you cut me off when I was trying to tell you. But now I never cut you off. You did cut me off, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. I never cut you off, though. You did cut me off, and I was trying to tell you, but now I see that you're going to get mad and cut me off, so I can't tell you anything now. It's fine. All I asked was why you was irritated. I was trying to be supportive. I was trying to. Well, now it is what it is. Are you going to say something? Say something. I don't know what to say. I'm confused. So what you're saying.
You're listening to On the Edge with Sonji. You're listening to On the Edge.
Oh my goodness, you're on the edge with Sanji.
Majestic Rock right here.
Right, and T's on her way, I'm assuming. But anyway, as she say, life be lifing. So guys, we're on the edge today, and I don't know if we're gonna be left dangling on the edge or if we're going situations here. So you got the clip, right? And I'm just gonna give a little backstory on the clip. The woman or the lady that is in the clip. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming this is an AI generated
That's what it
situation,
seems like.
And then there's a artist who created the cartoon and everything, and I thought it was pretty cool because I hear it a lot in the conversations sometimes, but mostly in couples, right? Regular people, in conversations. From what I hear, people know when to pause, when to cut in, and things like that. But when it comes to relationships, sometimes it gets a little sticky. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to play the clip, and I wanted to break down the situation. First of all, she was irritated, right?
Right.
Am I correct? She was irritated.
She was pretty irritated.
She's very irritated, and she went to explain why she was irritated. But unfortunately, we never figured it out why she was irritated because we never got there.
Right, they never get there.
We never got to figure out why she was irritated. It could have been anything, but it seemed to me like it was just misdirected.
Yeah. When I first hit, I was waiting to see what it was. I'm like,
never got it.
What's she irritated about?
Did you really want to know?
Yeah, I did.
I wanted to know what she was irritated about also. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this. The first thing she said was, "Can you?" let me get it out.
Right.
And not cut me off, please. Mm-hmm. And she did say please. But her tone was agitated.
Yeah.
So it kind of would throw a person off, because now all of a sudden they feel like they got to defend themselves because you're agitated. But she said it in the beginning that she was agitated, correct?
Right.
So what do you think? I'm not going to ask you to take sides, but if you were to take a side, who would you kind of want to defend in this situation?
You know what? I would go with I would have been as far as the guy, I would have been so when she said, let me get it out.
Correct.
I would have just said, okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you get it out, and just hear her out.
And just let it go.
Yeah, and I would just tell her, go ahead and get it out. I'm listening. I would tell her I'm listening. And then maybe she will, pick up from there and go ahead and tell me what it is, she wanted to get out. I would just let her speak her piece. And then I would speak my piece.
Right.
To smooth out, the irritation or whatever she was irritated about.
Mm-hmm.
And then both of us, can communicate better and understand each other and come to a solution. If there, if it was a solution to come to, or she just want to just, rant about her irritation, I don't know. But, yeah.
I like that part where you say if she just want to rant about her irritation, because that's what it seemed like to me. Like sometimes it happens like that.
Yeah.
I say I wanted to give someone some advice or something, or I'm trying to help them.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta think in my mind: am I here to kind of like push my issue, or am I here for support? You follow me? So, if I look at it like, okay, if I'm here for support, at the end of this conversation, did I actually help, or did I make it worse? Say,
it kind of like
I'm
it's
the
kind of like
gentleman.
you made it worse.
Right, I'm the gentleman in there trying to help, but I will say I got good points for this one. Good points, he maintained his cool, right?
Yeah.
Good points, he did not elevate his voice. He kept his voice at the same tone.
Yeah.
Even though it was kind of condescending to me, because it's like, what do you mean? I didn't do that. I didn't intend on doing that, blah, 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 over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
But it just made it worse. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I believe the other person just wanted to just hear themselves talk.
That's what it sounds like.
It was irritating enough. She was irritating, and she may have been irritated, but she was irritating on top of being irritated.
That's what it seemed like. Like she was in her mind with it. Like, I mean, you never know what she could have been thinking. Like, oh, should I even tell him? Or like she was just thinking. It seemed like she was thinking about it at the same time. Like, should I really
Tell him
because I'm already irritated? That was just my guess. I don't know. But
I was thinking that I agree. I think I was thinking in a situation, because I've been in a situation before, whereas though I feel like I just want to get something off my chest, but it's a flow of me getting getting it off my chest. So if you interrupt too many times, it's gonna mess up my whole flow or my frequency that I'm trying to get in. But
that can't happen.
But the thing is, it's like, some people think that they have to say something, and he know his person, so he felt as though he had to say, okay, just to show his support. How are you irritated? And that just irritated the person even more, which lets you know they was.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like when you said your person, if you know that they don't pause when they trying to tell you something, sometimes you might have to cut in and be like, okay, go ahead. But if you know they pause, then you know that's when you can speak and get your word in. But like I said, it goes back to how well you know your partner or whatever.
Well, that's true. Let me ask you this question. Do you think that it was even necessary for you to even put your word in it at that point?
No, not at that point. No.
Do you think at any point it was necessary to put your word in?
Yeah.
But if they didn't ask for it?
If they didn't ask for it,
they just want to hear.
Well, I wouldn't have put my full word in. I would have just said, "Go ahead, I'm listening."
Well, some people believe if you don't want me to put my word in, you might as well not talk to the person. You need an AI robot or something.
Yeah.
You need somebody else to listen to what you got to say, because I'm not the one that's going to be sitting there like while you singing hooks.
That's true. But I was just saying it like,
no,
we should just both give each other time and space to speak. That's all I'm saying, both should pause when they talking to each other. They should both pause so the other one can respond. Or if she just wanted to rant, he could just listen and be like, okay, I know my partner this well. and she just like to rant sometimes when she get irritated. So I'm just gonna sit here and let her rant, because she may not want a solution or anything.
That's
she just
true.
might just want me to just listen and, you know, be supportive of just listening. You know.
So let me just say this: and their friends, they talk to in a different way, right? And they give each other space to speak, you know. But
Right.
then when you with your significant other, sometimes it's a little different. The flow goes a little different. And so if a man comes home and he decides that he wants to tell her about the day, right? And she interrupts, it's not, or he interrupts, sometimes it's just for clarity, if that makes sense.
So you saying if he
They're
come,
not following you, so they'll interrupt you for a second, and then may I interrupt for a second, but not cutting off, but that is
Okay.
a cutoff, but
Yeah.
there's a respectful cutoff, right?
Okay.
There's a way to do it respectfully, and then there's a way to just being rude and just not really being concerned about the other person's feelings. So, but if you like respectfully listen, I'm sorry, can I get a little bit of clarity on that? Blah, 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 blah. But if you listen, that's what she would have said. But if you let me finish, I was going to get to the clarity.
Yeah.
But you so impatient, you know what I mean? It's like, so after a while, you're like, you're darned if you do and you're darned if you don't. So in your mind, you're thinking, okay, let me just listen. And then I told somebody one time, just take notes. They got mad talking about, I'm not taking no daggone notes, right? What kind of stupid mess is this? Right. But that's what your psychologists would do. They would take notes. They like,
would do
okay,
that, yeah.
they don't want to interrupt your flow because they know they're trying to help you. So at the end of the day, if you're trying to help a person, you know, everybody has their ways of being helped. You can't bully your help, you know, bully your support.
Right.
You know, it's like, okay, tell me, or in about 5 minutes, because that's all I got right now, or, you know, I'm out of here. I ain't got time for this foolishness you got going on. That means you really didn't want to help. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when so I wrote down some of the things she said, right? Let me just say this to everybody. Listening to that conversation was irritating as crap. Because it was too much back and forth. And I'm going to play it back again.
Yeah, it was.
It was absolutely too much back and forth. It was childish, you know, and it's almost like he didn't know no better, but he could have ended that. Like, and then when he decided to end it, she flipped out. Oh, so you don't got nothing to say now? Like, okay, so you are really, your intentions wasn't to tell me why you was irritated. Your intentions were to transfer your emotions onto me and make me become irritated, because all the words that
Yeah.
came out your mouth was setting me up. You getting mad. He wasn't mad. You getting mad. No, you're trying to make me mad on purpose. Why? So you can transfer your foolishness, all that goofy
That's
energy.
what it sounded like too.
All that goofy energy you try to transfer. Now, once you would have transferred it all over to me and I became irritated, you'd be like, see, that's why I can't talk to you and blah, 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 blah. Now the whole thing is about me instead of you. And you were the one that was irritated in the beginning. I was happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
You know, now you irritating me with your nothing. You didn't even tell me what you was irritated about. Like, please spit it out.
Yeah, it's
But-
crazy. Like,
Go ahead.
even from the outside looking in, like, you get irritated by watching them going back and forth.
Oh, my God. I was so irritated
I'm
after a
just
while.
saying, like,
I was like, the transferring of the emotions is real, y'all.
Yeah,
It is no joke. And then we
a
just
lot
gotta,
of people like to do that too. Like, they gotta transfer their frustrations out on somebody instead of dealing with it inside of themselves. But I mean, I get it. If you have a partner and you know that they don't take the time out to listen to you, sometimes you want that attention. Sometimes, you know, for them to listen to your so-called irritation or whatever it is. Sometimes, you know.
but
you know.
can't that be, now this is something that offends people sometimes. Can't that be some sort of mental some bad stimulation? It's like, I don't want to use the word abuse, but some sort of mental, because that was horrible. I mean, it
Yeah.
was just back and forth. So she said something like, you never pause, right? And she said she didn't pause. So
But he said he did. He told her she didn't pause.
he said she did pause. She said she did. And but when she did pause, it was evident, and he didn't say anything.
Oh yeah. She was like, "Oh, you don't have nothing to say now."
She paused for a long time, and he said nothing. He said he didn't know what to say. He was confused.
Yeah, he was confused. That's what
it's
that
like,
was.
I was confused. I don't know what you're talking about, right? Because you're going back and forth. But at the end of the day, she opened it up and she said she was irritated.
Yeah. I think she should have just went ahead and say what she had to say. Maybe he would have listened. Maybe she should have tried it that way. I don't know.
Like only thing I think where he could have ended it. I think he could have ended it. Do you think he could have ended it?
Yep. I think he could have ended that though. Yeah. I do think he could have ended that.
How would you think?
I'm not saying it was his fault, but I'm just saying I think he could have ended that.
Yeah, I think so. In a way, I think so too. But I think sometimes people be stuck on stupid for real, and they're gonna be stupid regardless.
Yeah.
But just so that you won't get caught into the stupid, how would you do that? So I'm gonna say right now, I'm irritated. And there's the pause. You see, it was clearly a pause there.
Right.
So I'm irritated, but you ain't say nothing, right? You just got quiet, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't say anything to me, so I'm irritated.
Yeah, because some people, when you tell them, "Oh, I'm irritated," they're waiting for you to say what you're irritated about. Unlike some other people, like this situation, he was like, "Okay, what you irritated about?" Unlike some people, they wouldn't say that. They just wait for you to go ahead and say it.
Can you just let me get it out and not cut me off? Please.
Yeah, go ahead. That's what I would say.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
You know what I mean? And then, but at the same time, it's like you could have always said, "Okay, I didn't really mean. Did I cut you off? I didn't mean to cut you off." But you didn't even address that. You just let it go altogether. Oh, just go ahead. You know what I mean? Let's just go ahead. It's over with, because now it's no longer the battle of who gets to say what next. You follow me? Because you gave her the floor. And so if you came and said the same thing, I probably wouldn't have said anything. But sometimes people do want to know, like a backstory. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you say, Sanji, you come to me and you say you're irritated. So just say you're irritated.
Right.
You can say, just go ahead and say it. You're irritated.
Oh, okay. Sanji, you know what? I'm irritated.
So it don't even make sense for me not to even respond. You follow me? So she believing they cut her off because he responded, but it's like there's no response. So what I got to respond with my face? You irritated? Like I got to look like I'm concerned. I'm like,
some people want that.
Right. So exactly. So I can understand how he was confused, but I will say at the end of the day, like he could have cut it off really quickly.
Yeah.
But because he was so confused that he was just trying to get clarity during the time that this woman is absolutely irritated. So
because she could have just totally caught him off guard, and he didn't know how to handle that at the time, probably.
No, he didn't. He was a nice guy, though. I really think he was a nice guy. I just think that he just was confused, and he was asking for clarity at the wrong time. So I'm going to play that clip one more time, and then I'm going to, where is it? There it is. I think that's it. I'm going to play it one more time. I still got the...
Oh, my God, I'm so irritated. I'm so irritated right now. Why are you irritated? Can you, let me get it out and not cut me off, please? Really? Can you just let me talk and I will tell you off? I'm just asking why you're irritated. You said you paused after you said you was irritated. So I asked why you... I never paused. And now I see that you're getting mad, so I don't even want to talk to you.
So I get it. Like what we just said earlier, did I say there was a pause? But it actually was a pause.
Yeah.
Right? There was definitely a pause there. And sometimes when people pause, they're actually just taking a breath. You follow me? But it was definitely a pause long enough for him to ask that. But I think after that, he should have let it go. He shouldn't have went too far after that. So here we go. I'm going to play this one more time.
I never paused. And now I see that you're getting mad, so I don't even want to talk to you. I'm not going to do it. I'm not mad. Well, I feel that you're mad, and this is why I can't talk to you. You can talk to me. No, I clearly can't. I was just asking why you were irritated. You were...
Yo, that is so crazy. Like, cause it could be looked at both ways. Like it's
And it's because, and like I said, it's not rocket scientist when it comes to listening to understand and listening to be supportive of a person, but you can mess up being supportive very easily and very quickly.
yeah,
You know, and then actually irritate the person after the fact. Even though it sounds crazy,
yeah,
you know, they already agitated by something that somebody else did, and it's not you. You didn't do it, but at the end of the day, you're going to be the one who did it.
yeah. You gonna be? He
So,
could have just came back and said, "Well, I apologize for cutting you off if I cut you off."
true.
So, can we continue? And I will let you tell me what you're irritated about. You know?
And he tried, and she kept telling him that he was mad. And he
Right,
was not
right.
mad, but
Yeah.
she is going to make him mad at the end.
Yeah,
He tried. She says, but he says, I'm not mad. And she said, I feel that you are mad. And I see, you know, that you're going to get mad. And she just kept saying mad, 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 mad. And he wasn't upset. She was upset, you know.
I don't know if it was because he said it twice that I'm not. Something he said twice, and she probably took that as if he was mad.
Yeah, he said he wasn't mad, and I could
Yeah.
tell he wasn't mad. He was
Yeah.
confused, and
Yeah.
he pointed that out.
Yeah.
He said he was confused, and then that made it frustrating. So his frustration, she confused to be mad, right? So sometimes people get frustrated, and it can escalate to being upset and to being mad about a situation.
Yeah.
So in our life challenges, well, we got season 4 here. We got life challenges, roles, responsibilities, and expectations. So when it comes to conversations and the pause and, you know, listening to understand, listening to learn, listening to respond, we got all different ways of communicating, right?
Right.
And we just have to figure out which one you're going to be using. Now, in this case, his tale was supposed to be listening to understand, not listening to respond. However, if he would have got too quiet, she was going to say something. It didn't matter. He was going to be damned if he do, damned if he don't, regardless, because she was irrational at that time, right? So when she said that she was irritated, and if he would have paused for a long period of time, she would have said, oh, you're not going to say anything? She'd have said something regardless
Yeah.
of whatever he did at that particular time. So I believe now, personally, you tell me, I believe that if we get to the point of a certain type of frustration where we feel as though we're going to turn on our significant other, we might need to calm down first. What do you
Exactly.
think?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we need to calm down first because we won't get nowhere just by, you know, coming at each other back and forth, raising our voice, or, you know, getting angry.
Yeah, that
It's a waste of time. I mean, you're not going to understand each other. Nobody's going to listen to nobody. Yeah.
You're right.
It's going to be a whole mess. Yeah.
Exactly, because if I believe that if he listened to every word that she said, it was all about him being mad, all about him getting mad, but she was the one that was frustrated about something. So, and a lot of times if somebody tell me they frustrated about something, if I tell a man that I'm frustrated about something, they're going to be nervous because they're like, the first thing they're going to think is examine themselves. Okay, she's pissed off about something I did, right?
Oh.
But he's trying to figure out what on earth is this woman upset about, you know, and she never got it. She never got a chance to explain that to him, and it probably wasn't even nothing.
Like, he totally didn't understand.
How could he?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way he could understand because he never let her get it out, as she said, using her words. He never let her get it out, right? Now, I do get into situations where, as though, if I'm upset about something, I really don't want nobody to interrupt me while I'm talking, and to psychoanalyze it before I even get it all out. You know, sometimes people just got to psychoanalyze everything. Like, everybody is an expert. Nobody got degrees, but everybody's an expert of everything in life, right? So, but that's okay if you that way. The thing is maybe I already psychoanalyzed my own situation, and I just wanted you to hear what I thought about it and then compare it to what you think about it. But if you tell me everything that you think about it before I get a chance to express myself, it feels like, okay, mine's is not as important because you're expressing, even though it sounds stupid, because it does sound stupid, but I just want to say, okay, I did it this way, and what do you think about it? But you're already going to interrupt me before I get a chance to tell you how I did it, for you to even I'm setting you up to give me advice, right?
Right.
But you're giving me advice before the setup, almost like basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's like they try to set you up for a shot, but you snatch the ball out their hand
and do what you want to do with it
and take it. And yeah, you doing all kind of creative stuff, but they set you up for this perfect shot that may be 3 points. You mess around and get 2 points. You know, or you mess around and miss the whole shot.
Wow.
Because you didn't take the setup. So all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, it's like if a person is trying to use you as a person that can help them through a situation that they're going through, but you don't hear them out and you try to give them advice before they give you the whole thing. Some people don't have a problem with that. Some people like, go ahead and tell me. But some people feel like, I just need to know that I'm thinking properly.
Yeah.
I just want to know that my thoughts are kind of like on track, or how far off track are they. But if I don't get them out there and you don't hear them and they're chopped all the way up, you can't really talk to me and say, okay, well, the thoughts that you said, that all made sense, Sanji, but this one part about me being angry is wrong, you know. No, I just said that because you kept cutting me off. Like, you agitated, like, I don't know what now, because it's like, now you done absorb her agitation.
You know, and it's important. Like, some people treat it like it's not important. But
I like that.
yeah,
Patience. You do have to have patience. I'm going to tell you the truth. I do not have
people's
it.
patience is not like it used to be either.
I don't have it. Tell me about it. I don't have it. I don't have a patience to listen to a story for a whole half hour. I want to know the point, like 15 minutes in. Like, what is the point of this story about the birds and the bees and the honey? What's the point? I don't have no birds. I don't got no bees. What is the point of the birds and the bees? I don't get your whole metaphor. What we talking about here?
Yeah, and that's why people, some people, they can't learn because of the patience. By being patient with your partners, you can learn a lot. You can learn how to deal with them. You can learn, I mean, whether it's your partner, your friends, or whomever.
That's true.
You can learn about who you're dealing with and how to handle them better. You know,
Yeah, Majestic
with that
Rod,
patience.
that's some easy talk.
Yes, I know, but it's hard for some people. I understand
what's
that.
your recommendation on how to be patient? What's your recommendation? Like, what type of I will say exercises, what type of thought patterns, what is it that you do to make you so patient? Because I guess everybody likes things not everybody, but people like things quick, you know.
Yeah.
Like, all right, what's the bottom line?
Well, for one, you got to understand everything works in balance. Meaning that you have to balance patience with, you have to balance the both. Know when to be quick and know when to be patient. There's a time, because think about it. Let's just say when you're driving a car, you got to be quick sometimes and you got to be patient sometimes, right? You got to be patient to stop at that red light. Then you have to be quick if you driving the speed limit. you know, and you got to pass somebody or whatever, or if you got an emergency or whatever the case may be.
That's true.
But I'm just saying, like, you have to just learn that. Or like you said earlier, some people just, you know, I hate to go there, but some people need psychologists. They need some therapy to learn that patience. Because I understand some people, they might have came up in the atmosphere that this is all they know. You know, they like this. This is all they know. They knew it their whole life or whatever. And that's the environment they came up in. But it is important to learn that patience, you know, to have that balance, you know, especially when it comes to your partner, your friends, or somebody close to you. It's very important. Yeah.
Right. So I agree. And I don't believe in the back and forth, though. I'm going to be honest. That whole back and forth situation could have ended with him. And then she was so I feel like she attacked him.
Yeah, it do seem kind of like an attack. Yeah.
I feel like she attacked him. I understood why, because she clearly needed help.
Yeah, and that's what people do when they're irritated.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
So that just goes to say everybody doesn't have the patience to handle and deal with people in situations where they are like upset and frustrated and things like that, and it's hard for them to not absorb that energy and take it personal.
Yeah.
I see this gentleman didn't take it personal, but I believe that I'm hoping he learned in this illustration that he kept it going and didn't, you know that he did. And once it turned on to him, it was going to be over with anyway. Because I don't see how, because even when he got quiet, she still was going on with the weirdness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think it was his intentions for it to go like that.
No, it wasn't. And that's my whole point. This is my thought pattern behind that. We never have an intentions that things is going to go left. But if we in our mind think up front, okay, I'm here to be supportive of this person. They not quite right now. You know what I'm saying? And if I demonstrate not being quite right at the same time, it may not work out for us. You know?
Yeah.
So that's my whole thought pattern on that.
Yep.
Alrighty. So anything else you want to say on that? Because we're gonna we 30 minutes in. It looks like that background switched up again too. Let's see. So we're 30 minutes in on that. I'm gonna play that clip one more time, and then we're gonna let the whole thing go. Let's go. And I think last week we were talking about rebound relationships.
Oh my God, I'm so irritated. I'm so irritated right now. Why are you irritated? Can you like let me get it out and not cut me off, please? Like, really? Can you just let me talk and I will tell you off? I'm just asking why you're irritated. You said you paused after you said you was irritated. So I asked why you. I never paused. And now I see that you're getting mad, so I don't even want to talk to you. I'm not going to do it. I'm not mad. Well, I feel that you're mad, and this is why I can't talk to you. You can talk to me. No, I clearly can't. I was just asking why you were irritated. You were asking, and then you cut me off when I was trying to tell you. But I never cut you off. You did cut me off, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. I never cut you off, though. You did cut me off, and I was trying to tell you, but now I see that you're going to get mad and cut me off, so I can't tell you anything now. It's fine. All I asked was why you was irritated. I was trying to be supportive. I was trying to. Well, now it is what it is. Are you going to say something? Say something. I don't know what to say. I'm confused. So what you're saying is I'm confusing you. So you're confused about being with me? You don't know if you want to be with me? I never said that. So what are you saying? Because you're cutting me off, getting mad, and telling me that you don't want to be with me. Now what? What else? Oh my God, I'm so irritated. I'm so irritated right now. Why are you irritated? Can you like let me get it out and not cut me off, please? Like
that
was crazy how she put in there. Oh, you're saying you don't want to be with me? Why'd she do that for? Like.
Right. It's just,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't. He didn't say that like that.
Right.
I forgot all about that part at first.
That's why I played it back. I'm like, he didn't say anything about none of that. He didn't even sound like he was mad. He sounded confused.
Yeah. She was like, oh, now you saying you don't want to be with me? I'm like, what? Where did you get that from?
Because
that's why he was confused.
Right. Exactly. So it was a lot of assumption that was made. Just based on the cutoff.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you this one question. I've heard people say that all the time. I say it sometimes if I believe somebody cut me off. What is actually at the cutoff?
What is the cutoff?
Yeah, when they say somebody's cutting them off.
When they trying to talk and get to their point, and they want to get to their point, and the person just butt in and say what they want to say. In other words, the other person is quick to respond instead of hearing out what they have to say.
I like the point part though, because when a person is trying to make a point, it's very important that they get that point demonstrated, because other than that, what is your conversation? What's the point of your conversation? What is the root of it? What are we talking about? Yeah. You know, it's been times where I just get so frustrated. I'm like, what are we talking about? Because I think we're just saying stuff that don't make no sense. So I want to know what the point is. So if you're in a conversation, what is the whole point of this conversation? So right now, what being the point we're making is when you interrupt a person while they're speaking in the middle of a conversation or a thought, the thought is when they pause, because sometimes people may be pausing because they're thinking. It doesn't mean you're supposed to jump in.
Exactly.
Sometimes, and then if that's the case, they're going to be like, wait a minute. They'll let you know. What up? You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and get the rest of this out, because sometimes these thoughts don't be always there. Sometimes they just come to you. So it can come to you one minute and be gone the next. Just like people who write poetry, you know, and write songs and things, and they're like, oh, I had this lyric, and it's gone. So it's important to let a person finish their point, but if by chance you say, oh, can I say something? They go right ahead. You know, go ahead. Because they may have not even formulated the point. They were in a process of thinking, and they like, maybe you'll get it. Maybe you got what I'm about to say. Yeah. And they don't have a problem with sharing the space, sharing the conversation. It's not about dominancy. It's not about me trying to take over and let you hear what I got to say, and I really don't want to hear what you got to say, because you're not really going to make no sense anyway in that person's head. Like, you know, I know more than you type thing. But all the time in the relationships, it don't be a competition of who's going to say what. It's just like, okay, if you say something and I'm like, you know what, I really appreciate you sharing that information with me, because I was just thinking about that. You know what I mean? And I was like, it's amazing that you even brought that up. But if you interrupt a person while they're in the middle of something and they didn't get a chance to make their point, I can understand how a person can get agitated by that.
Right. So okay, when you're partners with somebody, sometimes they think like, well, I know my partner, so I know how to finish their sentence, so I know what they're gonna say. And sometimes they get miscommunicated. Like, oh, they didn't let me finish saying what I was gonna say. Yeah, but the other person might be like, well, this is my partner, and I know my partner, so I know how to finish their sentence. I already know what they're going to say. But sometimes it's not always like that.
Yeah, sometimes it's cute. I think, like, if I'm at a restaurant and I'm about to order my food, and I already told my significant other or my date or whomever what I wanted, right? And they come to me, and I'll just look at that person, and then they'll say, oh, she said she wanted this, that, and the other. I don't have a problem with that, because, one, most of the time, the date is closer to the waitress, and I'm usually far away, so they always start with the men anyway. For somehow they kind of start in a corner where most of the men are gravitated to. So they come up, and I'm like, I already told that person. I said, if she comes to you first, here's my order, right? So therefore, she'll look at me, or he'll look at me, and he'll be like, in your order, and he will say, oh, she'll have this, that, and the other. And it makes it smooth, right?
Right.
Especially, you know, most of the time the men has the stronger voice, and they can be heard over top of all the noise that's in the restaurant. Whereas though I'm over there straining, I said I wanted seafood sandwich. I'm lying. But anyway, I'm just saying. So anyway, long story short, there are times where I don't have a problem with somebody finishing my sentences and things like that. But if we're in a group of people and everyone's talking, and then I'm looking like the mute. Like, I can't say nothing. Like as soon as I start, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, the first time, second time, oh yeah, every time it comes time for me to say something, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. And after a while, it's like, do she even have a voice? And it's like, go ahead, because I see your face. What are you going to say?
Nah, I was just thinking, like, it can get like that. And I was just thinking, like, how we was talking what we was talking about earlier when we said when you were saying people are just like that, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes people, I mean, that's how they are. Like, they may need some of them type of people. They don't mean no harm, but sometimes it's like it could be irritating to you when they do that, though.
Yeah, it will get frustrating if a person won't ever let me speak. But there's times where I don't want to speak, and I'll be like looking at them like they'll know the sign, because I'll be like, yep, such and such said something similar to that. What you say? I like, get me out of here. I don't want to talk about this, right? Especially if it's too much religion talk or too much politics talk, and I'm like, yeah, such and such. We was just talking about that yesterday. Weren't we, sir? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it depends on the conversation,
I get the person to speak for me in that case, But other than that, it's like I do want to be able to speak for myself if I'm making sense. If I'm not making sense, give me the eye. Yo, Sanji, you is off the chain. You is hanging off the edge.
Yeah, especially if you know how a person communicates. That's different than you just disrespectfully cutting them off. But
right. Yeah. And I'm gonna just say this: if I did that to anybody, I do apologize. I wouldn't want. I don't like that. I mean, I will record a conversation in a minute that I know sound a hot mess, so we can hear it later. Cause I'm like, listen, we sound a mess. This is not supposed to be. It's like, how are we going to be able to help the next generation if we can't communicate properly? It's already set up where all the communications now are done through via text and all this FaceTiming and everybody just looking at each other, and they not doing nothing but just looking at each other. Like, we're not talking about anything. It's just choppy words and things of that nature. So it's like I can appreciate a good conversation. I can appreciate people speaking about things that's going on in the world and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like there are times where the other person has conversation that they want to talk about. Do you dismiss that?
No, you don't. You should give everybody a chance to speak, and that's what I was talking about when I said when you give everybody a chance to speak, you never know what you might learn. A lot of times you miss out because you're the one that's loud and always doing the talking, like everything, and that's what ends up happening. But you can't tell some people that because they so used to being who they are is dominant, loud and dominant or whatever.
And it's important because you never know what you're going to learn. You can entertain angels unaware. You can entertain people that God may have sent to give you a message. But if you're overpowering and they can't never get a word in, I understand that 100%. We do learn from each other. Yeah. It's important that we do hear. I believe that in some relationships, it's like in a lot of relationships, you got people who teach a lot, right? And say the men are the teachers, right? And then the women teach too. They teach their children and so on, and but they can share information with their husband that may be something that is a missing piece to say they have 90% of what they're talking about is right, and then just that little 10%, created a light bulb. Anything, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like you have to respect whatever people have to offer in a relationship. Now, and I do believe this gentleman in this skit was offering support. I believe that he did not transfer or allow that energy to transfer onto him. I do believe he got confused, but I didn't hear frustration 100% in his voice. I just heard confusion, and he didn't recognize what he was dealing with. When she said she was agitated, it didn't mean that it was something that fell on her that was going to fall off, because it stuck, and she was trying to stick it to him.
Yeah, sure was.
So I just believe that we just got to be careful.
She was ready to let that out.
She really was, and she didn't care who she was giving it to. And unfortunately, one thing I did learn is that you don't want to give that stuff to your significant other. It's like whatever you dealt with, you don't want to pass that on to someone that you claim that you love and that's supposed to be someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Exactly.
You don't want to transfer somebody else's energy and foolishness onto somebody that you love. Like, shake it off some kind of way, pray about it, do whatever you can, and y'all can still talk about it, but you need to take that from the level 10 to, I would say, what you think? What level? 3?
Yeah. Or at least start working on it.
I think you need to go down to a whole lot of levels before you get to start sharing it with your significant other, because at this point, it's too much emotion in it, and it's going to be transferred on to that other person. It's just, it's happened to me. I've done it. People've done it to me, and it's like it's only a certain amount of time before that man actually really, this person in this skit, really going to get mad.
Yeah.
You know, because you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and eventually they're going to get mad. And then when they say they're mad, now you like, well, I don't care if you're mad, because, of course, you don't care that I'm mad because you were agitated from the beginning. So you don't care if you transfer your agitation onto me and it escalates to anger and I get mad at you. You don't care at this point.
I was just thinking about that, because some people don't think that that's a problem. You know, they really don't think that that's a problem. They think that, you know, what they're doing is right when they, you know, transfer the energy like that. Yeah.
Because it feels better for them. And I've gotten out of a lot of relationships where energies was constantly being transferred over to me to the point where I thought I needed medication. It's like,
wow.
Because it's a mental situation, and you got to protect your mental state. And I understand that other person need help, but if you're going to turn on me while you needing help and I can't help you, then I'm not going to be thinking I'm a miracle worker and keep on taking that foolishness from you. You know,
miracle worker.
I'm not. No, I'm going to, like, you need some professional help, and the professional help need help.
Wow.
Because if they got to deal with this on an everyday basis, they need help too.
They are? Yeah, that's true.
You know, if you gotta listen to somebody ranting and raving all day about something that didn't even make sense, and sometimes it be stupid stuff. Yeah, such and such stepped on my foot and then didn't say sorry.
Yeah, just think about the person that's in that field, that's a psychologist or whatever. They gotta listen to all that, you know, from different people throughout the day.
Exactly, and I can't deal with it from one conversation.
All
so
that
I
energy
know
being transferred.
it's a lot, and they got to deal with a lot. I don't know what type of practices they do to keep that from being on them, but the only thing I know that they can keep that negative energy off of me is prayer and God, because
some of them take vacations.
Yeah. Oh, and vacations is beautiful, but I still don't want to carry on nobody else's energy that is very not positive. You know, we got enough issues. So I had one other clip that I wanted to play, and this one is not gonna we're gonna tie this up. We got like 10 minutes, but I want to play this clip. But this particular clip, we'll finish up on next week. We'll start the show off with that clip as soon as I find it.
Okay.
And this one, and I'll try like to not pick on nobody. All right, this one is from Nations Products. So this is Minister Farrakhan. Okay, let's see if I can.
Now, wait a minute. When you are up in age, the right kind of relationship can make you youthful again. That's what I'm saying. Yes, sir. And it is bad relationships that age you, mess you up, sister. You grow old before your time, and you actually think nobody cares about you, and then you just eat, get fat, and sit around getting nosy, looking into everybody's business. That's a miserable woman. And you don't have to be that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was another one that I saw that I really wanted to play that one. I don't know.
I've seen that plenty of times.
Here's the other one. Now this one, yeah, that's true. Now I do agree. Being in the right type of relationship will definitely keep you youthful.
I agree too.
Because our bodies can't deal with a whole lot of stress. Women, and the stress will age you.
Yeah.
All right, let me do this one. This is the one that I really thought was interesting, and I think I can learn from myself. Here we go.
You have it in you by nature, but somewhere along the line, as you grow, you have bad experiences.
He's talking about women.
Kill your desire as a consoler for a man. And it's a fact, brothers, when our girls fall in love the first time, that's their spirit to give, to console, to be whatever he wants her to be for that which will console his mind. But then when he does not know how to handle that genuine feeling, he destroys it by mistreating her. And then the next person that comes along, he got it hard, brother. And sometimes she will never go back to that original beauty of her true nature.
So,
Yep.
that was deep. That was pretty deep, and I think it was mainly the main point I got out of it was when in the beginning, how we are women, how we see things, and how we treat men has been shaped, kind of got messed up because of how we were treated, in the beginning. That first one.
That first one, yeah.
And I can say that my first time I got 2 children by that person. We stayed together for a long time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I can see how it shapes things because, I did stick with it, but by the time I was 23, I got out of it. And it was because of some bad decisions that person made. They chose different things versus taking care of their family, and so that did bother me and it did shape me, but I try not to get into any relationships with anybody that has any type of substance abuse going on.
Okay.
Because that's sometimes like a whole nother person.
Yeah.
They cater to what their needs are. If they're catering to what their needs are, then how are they going to cater to our needs? So my thing about the whole thing is, even if you treat the women as if they were your first,
Okay.
and not treat them so bad, you got to understand that sometimes this stuff is going to come back and hit you. You know what I mean? As a man, that you got to treat these women right, and if you can't treat them right, just don't deal with those type of people at all. Because you're going to be, just imagine how many women that you have kind of groomed into something that could have been better. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
They could be better women. But I don't think men be thinking like that at the young age that they be in. You know, that, okay, I remember hearing some guys saying, I would never, ever, ever sleep with a virgin because of a woman that never, a virgin that never had sex before, because I don't want to be responsible for her. Right? And I understood that, and I respect that.
I understand that too. Yep, that's important.
I respect that.
Yeah.
You know, but you're dealing with women who did have it, and you treating them like crap too. So you're responsible. You don't want to be responsible for someone the first time, but the rest of them you're responsible for also. But you're treating them like crap. So you're creating a whole bunch of generations of women that don't know how to console a man, because you don't know how to console them.
Basically, you didn't learn your lesson.
Right. So like in this case, he didn't know how to console this woman.
Mm-hmm.
And that one earlier, he had no idea on how to console her. He talking to her like another man. So how come you're irritated? But he don't know how to console her. She don't know how to console him. So now you got a whole generation of people that don't know how to be kind to one another.
Yeah.
You follow me? So it's like, if he knew how to console her, he could groom her into being a better person, and she may be able to in turn be able to console him. But he didn't know. All he know how to do is ask questions. Ooh, just give her a hug.
Right.
You agitated? Come here. Give me some hug. Let me go. I ain't letting you go. I ain't letting you go till you let go of this agitation.
Yeah, that's all someone want. You know, show them some love sometime. You know?
That's true. But in this case,
she could be irritated about that you never give her any hugs.
She said everything that she was irritated about, believe it or not. And we'll close with that.
Yeah.
She said what? She was concerned about him being mad.
Yeah.
She said, what was that one thing she said about him leaving her?
Yeah, she said, oh, you saying you don't want to be with me now? Yeah. I don't know where she got that one from, but that's what she said.
But guess what? It came up and it came out. So out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth speaks. So she said it.
Yeah.
So, but he ain't pay attention to none of it. It went over top of his head, all of it. I'm just confused. Well, brother, she feels all these things, and they may not be real. Those feelings may not be real, but they real to her now.
They real to her, yeah.
Yes. So now you got to convince her that none of this stuff is true. But at this point, she's so agitated, there's no way you could convince her that none of that stuff is true. But, hey, give her a hug. Do something, bro.
Yeah, do something.
But I'm no expert. I'm not...
something better than going back and forth with her.
Yeah, I don't have no degrees and none of that stuff. All I know is it got on my nerves.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it got on a lot of people's nerves. Like.
You know when you get on your own nerves, right? Mm-hmm. But that did get on my nerves, but it was meant to. It was meant so that we could, just check it out and see how people respond to each other. And I think we should agree to say certain words, to not say certain words, like cutting off and things like that. You interrupted me. Maybe what would you use instead of that?
What would you use instead?
Yeah, instead of saying you cut me off and you interrupted me.
What would I use?
Is you said you're a patient individual, so by you being patient, you have ways of being able to not make things worse. You can clear it up, and simplify it where as though it's not making things worse.
I would say, okay, well, let me just let you speak your piece, and then let me know when you're finished, and I'll speak my piece.
Right. But why do you feel as though you need to speak your piece? Because I am the one that need the help.
That's true. I mean, depending on if that's the case. I mean, if I know that that's all she want, then I'm gonna be like, okay, go ahead and speak your piece. I don't have to say anything.
Because if it doesn't have, now you do if it has something to do with you, but if it did have something to do with you, so say my piece was, okay, I'm agitated, right? And you said, You said you're agitated. Go ahead. I'm saying I'm agitated. What would you say? Let's just.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what are you agitated about? Go ahead.
Okay, well, so what are you agitated about?
Well, I really just wanted to come out with it. I really didn't want you to ask any questions, but it's you.
It's me? Okay, well, tell me, let me know what's on your mind. What's going on?
Well, what's going on is you got home real late, and it makes me think that you're upset with me about something because you're not really talking to me. We're going to bed and we're not talking, and it frustrates and agitates me that, you know, when I look for a certain type of attention, you don't give it to me. So now I'm like up in the air trying to figure out what's going on with our relationship, if you really want to be with me or not.
Yeah, I still want to be with you.
And why are you coming home so late?
I'm coming home late because you know, I've been working late, you know, working overtime hours,
but we don't do nothing. We don't spend no time together or nothing. You working all the time.
And
okay,
I thought about that at work, and I do plan to make that up to you. You know, we can start planning days where we can just go out and just have some us time without anybody else involved, our jobs or anything. We could just have our us time.
Okay, I believe you. I appreciate that. I mean, that was one of the reasons why I was aggravated. Other thing was the dog ate my shoes that you bought me, and I need a new pair.
Well, we can go out and get you a new pair of shoes.
And what are we going to do about this dog?
And the dog, we going to have to train this dog not to eat people's shoes. If we had to get a trainer to train this dog, because we can't have this dog in our house eating up the shoes.
Gotcha. Now, what I appreciate about what you did, even though I was interrupting you, that was what I was telling you. How could you do this without pointing out that the person is interrupting you? Mm-hmm. But you continued to talk after I said what I had to say, but your timing was perfect. It wasn't where as though you were cutting me off, because I was technically cutting you off, really, because you were in the middle of speaking, and I said, well, what about the dog? But you was on almost your last word, but you didn't pause. It wasn't no pauses.
Okay.
I just saw the timing of the in and out, but you made room for me to come in, if that made sense.
Right.
Without, so I think that if you do, and I agree with not using the words cut off, not using the word interrupt, but make space for each other with the pace and with the patience, as you explained, to be able to come in and out without taking the floor from the person that's speaking. So even though I was able to come in and out while you was talking, I still let you keep the floor. In other words, I just didn't keep talking. Like, I cut you. What about the dog? I told you last week that the dog was off the chain, and you didn't, and I'm still talking. You know what I mean? But all I said was, what about the dog? And then I let you finish. So I was in and out, but you allow me to come in and out because you had the floor. Right?
Yeah.
So you had the floor. So knowing who has the floor, you allowed me to come in and you allowed me to come out of the situation without making it seem like I had no business doing that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You have no business talking about the dog while I'm talking about taking you out. It's like you didn't even give me a chance to tell you how I wanted to take care of you. Now, and I'm taking things away from you. Now you're punishing her for a conversation that you felt as though you were being disrespected. Now, in this case, do you think I was disrespecting you when you were helping me out with a situation?
Not at all. No. I mean, I couldn't see that. No.
Good, because I had no intentions on trying to disrespect you. I was trying to let you know what my frustrations were during the course of that day. So now we got like about 3 minutes. So let's switch it up. And now you have a problem.
Yeah, you know what? I have a problem with you supposed to have been cooking my salmon at 9 o'clock. Well, let's say 8 o'clock. Because you know I go to bed at 9 o'clock. You supposed to have been cooking my salmon at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
But you decide to go run off with your friends tonight to the club, and you didn't never cook my salmon before you left. You promised me you was gonna do that, but you didn't do it.
Well, do I have the floor?
What happened?
Okay.
What happened?
What happened was I forgot. I know it's not a good excuse.
You forgot? How you
I
forget that?
It's not a good excuse. It's not a good excuse. It's not anywhere near a good excuse. But I forgot. Mm-hmm. And all I'm saying is I do apologize for not fixing your food. I was under the assumption that when you started food wasn't ready, you was just going to go and get yourself something to eat. But I was so anxious to get out, and I didn't want to mess up my clothes by cooking and smelling like fish. And it's like you told me, okay, here we go. You told me it's not cool for a woman to be going out smelling like fish. So
That's a good one. That's a good excuse. But you know what? When you cook food, you can then go wash up, put on your perfume. You will not smell like fish.
yes, the whole house smells like fish right now.
Well, you know how to
From
open the
last
windows and
week.
let it air out.
From last week, and I didn't want to smell. But I will say this: I could have fixed something else, or let you know in advance that you may have to pick something up because I was on my way. I was going out, so I do apologize.
Okay,
That was my
cool.
fault, 100%.
But next time you got to let me know.
Yes, I will definitely communicate with you that I will not be cooking no fishy foods before I go out. We're going to make you a sandwich. But at the end of the day, I do apologize. I'm not even going to make no excuses for it or anything like that. I just thought I was going to be able to slide.
Okay, cool.
Through with that
for
one.
this time. But I'm a simple person. It don't take much for me. But we won't keep doing this.
Got it. I got it. No problem. So I will say we will do an alternative. Maybe pick you up something the next time so that you won't be sitting around looking like you waiting for somebody to serve you that's not there.
Exactly.
But I get it. But I did let you. But you see, your grievance was short, and it wasn't no reason for me to cut in, because one, it was with me, right?
Right.
And I didn't need a whole lot of clarity on that. It was something that was done, that we agreed. It was an expectation, a responsibility, and a role that was neglected. So I got it, and I only thing I can do is accept it. At the end of the day, I would rather you come out straight with it than to give me a whole lecture like I'm a child.
Yeah.
I would rather you just say straight up, I expected my food is not there. What happened? You know our expectations. You expect certain things from me. I expect certain things from you. And, what happened?
Yeah.
But I don't need a whole lecture like I'm a 5-year-old about how women's supposed to do this and how you should submit and how you should do this and you should do that. Like, you taking it too far. Just be specific about what the problem is when it comes to a person like myself. A person could tell me something and I would not get it, because if you go around Robin's Hood Bond and tell me, I'm gonna be like, they not talking about me.
You say if you go around what?
Robin's Hood Bond.
Oh.
Like, you gotta be straight up. Like, don't be like saying weird stuff, and just be straight up. Listen, you ain't fix my food, chick. No, I'm just playing. You ain't fix my food. I'm hungry, or whatever the case may be. And then, like, okay, well, next time, like you said, let's work this out a little bit better so that my expectations, I won't be let down. So I get it.
Yeah, I don't believe in giving lectures unless you keep doing that over and over again. I will give you a whole lecture then. I'm like, okay, you know what? This is why we should do it this way and blah, 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 and give you a whole lecture about it. If you keep doing it over and over.
I get it. I can deal with lectures as long as it is direct.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be direct.
I can't deal with subliminals. Subliminals throw me off.
I don't believe in them subliminals.
Like what she did, right? What she did was all subliminal. It was all like, you would call she was deflecting, but she actually probably felt and was going through all of those things that she was saying on this skit about their relationships, and he was confused because it's the first time he heard.
Right.
So she might have had all these doubts and things about their relationships, but he never knew it. And now she's sharing it at the worst particular time ever. So now he's even more confused, and then I would want to be out of that. I wouldn't want to deal with that every day.
Yeah, see, when I want a partner, I want to pick up on everything they're saying or communicating to me so I don't miss nothing later on.
That's true.
That's just me.
But that's good. That's very attentive and patient. You have to be, unless you want to keep starting all over again. Who the heck want to keep starting all over again,
Yeah.
And then you're going to start all over again dealing with somebody 10 times worse than what you ever dealt with.
Oh, nah.
But you're right. Oh, no, because as T say, your picker is better.
Your pickers.
You know how to pick better. You know how to choose better people, but just be careful either way because everybody is not what they seem. So I'm going to go. We can already leave. We did an hour and, believe it or not, an hour and 11 minutes.
It didn't seem that long.
Yeah, it don't take long. That stuff be just going like we played the clip like 15 times. That's
yeah.
But the other thing, we'll go back to some of the other stuff that was played at the end. But the consoling thing, it's like I just really believe that what the minister said was definitely how things start. So we got to definitely look at our young girls and make sure that they stay on track.
Right.
Because they're dealing with a different type of generation of boys and girls and whatever else they make up. But I know originally it is boys and girls, men and women, and they're dealing with a different group of people, and we got to guard their spirit and guard their hearts so that they won't grow up not being able to function like we're talking about now, with the arguing and things that's unnecessary, and keep things going, and don't know how to diffuse a situation, nor do they know how to, as you say, have patience to even hear people out. So I appreciate anybody for listening today. I appreciate you today, Majestic Raw T. We see you next week. And Lee, I don't know where Lee went to. He was supposed to pop in today, but he's been working really hard. And shout out to the Coyote Man and Uncle Shelton and everybody. We will see y'all next week.
Peace.
You're listening to On the Edge with Sonji.